back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing The Park, a game about a mother trying to find her lost son in an abandoned amusement park, while the game preys upon your sanity and the psychological aspects of it. So make sure you follow that trail where your son's going, make sure you get every item you need to read and collect, and make sure you get those pills for your sanity, and let's get started. That's right folks, Horror has another ride in store for you with the first-person psychological horror titled The Park. First appearing last year on PC and now both on Xbox One and PS4 in 2016, you star as Lorraine, the mother who's trying to find her missing son Callum in the amusement park titled Atlantic Island Park. As you progress through this park to not only look for your son, you also begin to find the disturbing past history behind the park and the reason it's closed down now. It's up to you to find your son, learn the history behind the park, and survive the crazy ride itself that is The Park. The park also plays upon the psychological aspect of horror, showing you things that aren't there, voices talking to you, people who don't exist, demons in the background, monsters coming alive from books, all kinds of things that pop up in the park. Definitely giving you some type of feeling and taking your sanity and making you question, does this all exist in her mind, or does this really seem to come out true within the park itself? It's one that really preys on your brain and continues to do so. It follows in the same vein as Eternal Darkness, Silent Hill, and many more other deep and critically thinking horror titles as you progress through the park. Now see, when I first seen The Park, I truly did not know what to expect. I thought it was going to be about you running around in an abandoned amusement park, creepy guy in a suit trying to kill you and stuff like that. But no, The Park really goes into the psychological aspect of horror and really gets deep within it. And that, for a fact, it actually had me impressed for a bit with everything that I've seen what The Park had to offer. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the pro. My first pro for The Park is that the story for The Park is really good. You learn about Lorraine and her issues not only within herself, but with her family, her husband, her son Callum, and how everything truly altered the relationship between all of them. You also learn about how her mind really works and reacts in this world, how she tends to see objects that aren't there, or monsters that grow on a grander scale and begin to scare her. You also learn about the park's past history and how dark it truly is from the owner's past letters and notes left around. It is definitely a pro for me. My next pro for The Park is that the ambiance and tension of the scares is set really well. It's set pieces and moments within the game itself that has moments of truly scaring you or even creeping you out. There's quite a few moments within the park where you repeat the same hallway again. You notice the small subtle changes. You notice how everything in certain areas begin to change. How things will work against you begin to pick apart of your head, which constantly makes you repeat it. Go through it and even push you through some of the set scare pieces again and again. It does a wonderful job with the setting and overall gives you that feeling of being creeped out. It's a pro for me. My last and final pro for The Park is that this game really shows you how crazy your main character truly is. It goes deep within the mind and shows how much she hallucinates with or without the pills, and shows you how far her mind can go to seeing and experiencing things that aren't there, or just truly going through the crazy stages, taking her back to when she was in a mental institution, having arguments with her family, even trying to break her down psychologically and make her revisit her old past. It can get really crazy, and it definitely shows within The Park. It is definitely a pro for me. Now see, as I progressed through The Park, I noticed some things from minor to major, and nothing that really was game breaking, but stuff that was like wow as I played through the game. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the pros. My first con for The Park is that it's short, easily beatable in about 1 to maybe 2 hours tops. You can finish this in a very quick playthrough, knocking out approximately everything you need to get achievement or trophy related as well. It's actually very disappointing because The Park story is good. It has a lot of potential to keep something up if it had a lot more length behind it, maybe 3 to 4 more hours, giving you something at least more than just a quick pick up and play unbeatable title, cause truly that's what The Park falls short at. It is definitely a con for me. My next con for The Park is that graphically it has its ups and downs. Cutscenes are great, but when it's in action there's some really bad texture pop-ins and blurry environments sometimes. It has some really gorgeous cutscenes, and when it goes back to being in-game, it can really take away from what you've seen to compare to what you're actually playing. It's disappointing because The Park can be really a looker cutscene wise. It doesn't take away from the game, but it can be very noticeable and very off-putting sometimes in The Park. You can notice and see a lot of differences cutscene and in-game. It's a con for me. My last and final con for The Park is the ending of the game. It doesn't answer any questions or even let you know genuinely what happens. You truly don't know if you killed your son or is this just another figment of your imagination that you're experiencing. It has a lot of open-endedness and truly leaves you asking more questions than the game fully does answering them. The Park has some great build-ups and some great scenes to give you a really let-down ending. It's upsetting and almost disappointing. The Park has a lot going for it, and the way it ended leaves you wanting more than it gives you. It is definitely a con for me. But all in all, The Park is a really solid game. From the great story that surrounds the park and the main character, to the really awesome set pieces and scare the game gives you, to how much even the park emphasizes on the main character being crazy, it definitely gives you something. But with how short the game truly is, the really bad texture pop-in and blurry environments, and the really bad ending, it can definitely turn some people off as well. I'll be giving the park a 3 out of 5. Alright guys, that concludes my review on the park. Stay tuned because I have many more reviews for you guys coming from No Man's Sky, Star Ocean 5, Umbrella Corps, Uncharted 4, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and Indies coming to this channel, so stay tuned for those as well. Also, if you haven't seen my last review, which is on Batman Telltale Series Episode 1, I'll put a link to it in the description box below where you can go and check that out. Also, to my Let's Play fans, I know I'm going to be late starting Heavy Rain, but I will be starting it soon, so stay tuned for that as well. Also, if you want to follow me on my Twitch and Twitter, links will be in the description box below where you can follow me. And if you haven't seen my last video, which is me having issues with Upload Studio, go check it out. I'll be in the link in the description box below to it as well. So until next review, until next time guys, we'll tune in, turn up, and throw down. I'm out.